is up? Welcome to this installment of the Diaspora Project podcast. It's so great to virtually spend this time with you. So my name is Abby. I'm the host of this podcast. And today we've had the immense privilege of sitting down with Blessing. Now, for those of you who don't know who Blessing is a fashion stylist, content creator, creative directive, and all-around creative force who is making waves on social media and waves in the fashion scene. We had a conversation about how Blessing broke into the fashion industry. We spoke about balancing life, different passions, different responsibilities, how to really live out loud and be your true, authentic self, what that means and the difficulties in that sometimes, and an all-around great conversation which inspired me. And I must say that I really loved this conversation with Blessing. It was good for me, edifying for me as well. So kick back, relax, pull up a chair, grab a drink, and we really hope you enjoy this one. This is an episode we recorded with Blessing. Awesome stuff. Blessing, it's so good to have you in the studio. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You know what that voice is?
What?
That's rich and famous interview voice.
That's the vibe.
You know when you get people who are like, they've made it, they're like, yeah, I'm just going to talk like this. Awesome. For the people who maybe don't know everything that you do, could you tell people who you are, what you get up to, and all the things that you're currently working on?
My name is Blessing. I'm a fashion stylist, fashion content creator, and I study law.
I love it. So this is what I think is so interesting, is that you are so creative and so into fashion and stuff like that. And then you've got this law degree at the side, and we'll get into the meat of that in a second. But for those of you who don't know who Blessing is or what she's doing, you are doing big things on social media, creating content and making waves. Every time I say this, you laugh. I don't know why you're laughing, because I really do believe that it is incredible stuff. So it's okay if we get into your journey of like fashion and stuff like that. So where did that all like begin for you? When did you start to evolve your love for fashion?
Evolve is the right word, because I've always been around fashion. My mom is a designer and I grew up with her. So it was never something I took seriously. It was just something I could do. Like I could like sew little things for myself as a kid or, you know, help out with something like, I don't know, whatever. And it wasn't like special, at least to us at the time. So we decided I was going to do something more serious, like law. So I decided to come to law school. But then lockdown happened and I had so much like creative energy and I needed an outlet to like put all that into, you know, something. So I decided to start, you know, creating content for Instagram. And it's just from there, like everything just kicked off. And yeah, like it was just, I'm not surprised, because from the moment I started doing it, I knew I was doing the right thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like you kind of had this feeling of like, yeah, this is the right path.
Yeah.
So would you say like creativity, in whatever expression that is, has that always been your thing, trying to express yourself? And things like that?
Absolutely. I feel like I'm such like an animated character in so many ways when I, you know, like express myself. Like I just want to like little things where I should just be quick about it and just like, you know, give in whatever. I'm just very like expressive and like I just want to do something more. I just have like other ideas out of the box and, you know, whatnot. So yeah, I think it's part of me. It's the way I think. It's the way I see things. I see things through a creative lens.
That's incredible. And like you're saying, you kind of are like from a fashion pedigree. Like your mom is really into it. She, you know, like you were saying, being around her and seeing what she was doing kind of birthed something in you.
Absolutely.
Do you see some of your mom's influence in what you're doing now? Not just in terms of the fact that you're doing fashion, but even the way that she expressed herself. Do you see that in the way that you're expressing yourself?
No.
Oh! I thought we were going to have a nice moment of like, oh, family bond.
No shade, mom. But no. My mom did it because she had to.
Okay.
It was the only skill she had, and it was the only way she could provide for us. And she did it, you know, with that same energy. Like, I just have to do this. I just have to, like, you know, put food on the table and do it.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I'm doing it because Like, it's so hard for me to be creative because I'm studying law. It's very serious, very like, you know, in the books. Like, you can't go outside of that. And me doing fashion and law is very rebellious. Even, you know, like, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be focusing on law 24/7. I should be in that, you know, mindset. And for me to divide my time and my mind to do something creative on top of that, it's hard most of the time. It's like, it's hard to balance. And so my zeal, my energy, it's just different. Like, the outcome is different as well, because I'm doing it because I love it. I'm doing it because no one is forcing me to do it. If I stop doing it today, like is anyone gonna like force me to go back? No, I'm doing it voluntarily. So yeah, it's just not the same.
So the kind of like, it's a completely different like motivation, like you're saying. For your mom, it was like a necessity, but for you, it's like a pleasure.
Yes.
Wow.
Pleasure.
That must feel really cool though for you to be able to do this as to know that you can do this as a pleasure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, you mentioned law.
Side eye.
So please, for the people can you tell us what country it is that you are originally from?
Okay, so I'm originally from Nigeria.
Homo Niger.
I was born there. Yeah, and then I moved here like a decade ago. Yeah.
Awesome. So you have Nigerian parents.
Yes.
Now, for those people who have African parents, specifically Nigerian parents, West African parents, you will know that there are 3 acceptable careers: doctor, lawyer, engineer. Anything else is a fast track to poverty in their mind. Okay. So for you, obviously having this passion for fashion, but then doing law, that's an interesting mix. Like you're saying, this really serious in the books kind of subject, and then this like free flowing creativity. How could you describe that clash? Like, how does that, you know, how do those two intertwine in your mind, in your work, in your day to day?
Honestly, I think now I'm starting to find a balance. I'm literally in my 4th year of law school. I'm almost done. By the end of this month, I'm done with my dissertation.
Come on.
Pretty much done. And it's taken me 3+ years to get here. And the whole time there was no balance. I was always feeling like I'm missing out on something. If I wasn't missing out on the fashion events, I'm missing out on the unique things. And I just don't feel connected to anything really. I only feel connected in my head and not like practically, because I'm not really, you know, a part of anything, because I want to be everywhere. When you want to be everywhere all the time, you're not anywhere. Like, you're so like dissociated from like everything. At least I felt that at some point. But now I feel like I have a little bit of an anchor in everything. You know, like I've set like time to do certain shoots and certain like styling gigs. And, you know, like I just like, right now I'm focusing on my dissertation because that's the most important thing. So, and I feel like that sense of, okay, this is very important. I need to put everything at the back end to do this. That helps me be more focused. But regarding like how everything works in my mind, to be honest, like it just works. Like it's just connected. Yeah. Like I feel like after uni, I want to do something in between law and fashion. I've been saying that to everyone who's willing to hire me. Like something in between law and fashion. That's what's gonna make me feel fulfilled. And that's because, you know, that's how I feel about, like, I just don't feel like I can leave one for the other. I don't want to freelance one thing and then do the other 24/7. It's just, I don't want to do that anymore. I've done that. I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah. Hey, sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to drop in to ask you guys to like, follow, and share this podcast. If you like this podcast, give us a rating on Spotify or Google or wherever you're listening to us on, and let us know what you want to hear more of in the coming episodes. All right, back to this one. That's so interesting that you said that, because as you were speaking, I was just thinking, I was hearing people's voices. I'm like, ooh, I can hear things. Just kidding. Before somebody,
oh my God,
guys, I don't need any like
Spooky.
prayer. But I could hear people asking the question of like, if you're so into, creativity and fashion, and if people have seen your social media, which we will link in the show notes, you should definitely check out Blessing social media. If you see that, and you don't know you as the person, you would think, oh, this girl is all about the fashion, creativity. But it's really interesting that you're still really passionate about law as well, and being like, no, this is a part of my future. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to a wider conversation of what this generation of people are doing. Like, we are almost forming our own, like, almost designer careers. We're not fitting in the box.
Mm-hmm.
We're not fitting in the mold. And I especially feel that when I look at you, you're doing so much that's like so authentically you.
Thank you. I feel like people are like, no more like single income jobs. Like, you can do everything. If you can do everything, then do everything. Like, there is no more like, oh, you have to do just one thing, or you're doing law that is so serious, you have to focus in it. How can you be doing fashion? That's just for fun. Like, leave that, let that go. Like, no. I
feel like that's my parents' voice in the back of
I can literally hear it as well.
Everybody's parents' voice in the back of their head.
Listen.
Yeah. But you're so right. It's like what I love about our generation is not only are we like just crazy bold in doing stuff at a young age, but we've all kind of decided that no, we're breaking out of the norm and we're doing things differently. Like, we don't want to, no shade to the previous generations. We love y'all, mom, dad, grandparents. We love y'all, but we want to do our own thing in our own way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The hard thing about that though is this idea of like, you might not be seeing people doing the thing that you're doing in the way that you're doing it. Yeah. Have you felt that before?
Absolutely. Oh my God. I'm like, it would make life so much easier to just have somewhere to like go to like see who like emulate the things I'm doing the exact same way. And it's like, I can just follow in their footsteps because they've done all the hard work for me, and I can just like do the right things that they've been doing just so I can get to a certain place. But no, there isn't. There is, maybe if there is out there, please reach out to me. Like, I would love.
Let us know.
It's so hard to be like a pioneer. Like, I would love to just follow in someone's footsteps, please. Like, I would love to do that. It would make life so much easier.
Yeah. Like, I had a conversation with someone recently about this whole idea of being like a pioneer. Even we've spoken about this before. It's like, pioneering stuff is so attractive. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm the first to do this, or I'm breaking out in this space, and it's so cool. But at the same time, pioneering is so painful. Yeah, it's so lonely. It's tough when you don't see people doing what you're doing, and it's hard to anchor yourself. Yeah. How do you anchor yourself?
I surround myself with friends who they don't judge. They love me just the way I am. They know I always make the extra efforts because that's just me. It makes me happy. It's just, for me, I need so much love around me. I just need people to understand that this is how my mind works. I'm not trying to stick out. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. It's just, I need to do this to feel alive. I need to do this to feel like me, to feel like I'm chasing my purpose. Yeah. I just need, like, even though I feel stressed and whatnot, that's what makes me feel alive. Like, if I don't do that, I'm not going to feel like me.
Absolutely.
And I surround myself with people that understand that, people that just want the best for me, and I want the best for them too.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what holds me down. That's what keeps me grounded.
Come on, shout out to Blessings people then.
Shout out so important. Y'all. Love you.
They always say your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
Like, the people that are around you are everything.
Yeah.
And even I've experienced that, like, you need people around you that not only believe in you, but are sometimes as well people who are kind of in the same mindset, just as bold and audacious as you are. Because come on now, who wants to be normal? For real.
Honestly.
Who wants to be normal in this day and age? Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I love it. So, you mentioned that you're about to finish university.
Yeah.
Big ups to you.
Oh my God, I'm so over it. I'm over it. I'm over the essays. I just want to go out into the real world and do the practical things. Like, stop holding me down with these essays and these textbooks. I won't even have to do that if I start working. Like,
no more essays.
No
more
more.
reading.
None of that. Literally, it's like they want you to like cram. You know what? No, I'm not gonna throw shit at Dundee. You know. We're not gonna talk about you today. It's not about you.
That's a different podcast episode.
That's a long story. But you know what? I'm happy. You know. Yeah. I'm here.
I like it. So this is the question that every graduate hates, like almost graduate hates. What's the next step? especially since so for those, again, if you we can talk about this again a bit later, you are already doing a lot of stuff in the fashion world, doing shoots and shows, booked and busy. You're doing a lot over there. What's the next thing after university is finished?
So right, I have a plan. I definitely have a plan. And initially I was gonna go into like just working, and I want to work straight away so I can like get my money up immediately. But now I think I'm gonna slow down a little bit. So I was speaking to my career advisor, and she was like, "Oh, you could do, paralegal work. That way you have experience, and you don't have to, go into like, bar exam and whatnot." So I think I might do like a paralegal thing for a couple years. Apparently I have to do it for 2 years. I was thinking 6 months, but anyway. I guess I have to do that, like 2 days a week or something. And then the rest of my week, I'm gonna do my shoots. I have so many ideas. I have so many people to work with, like who I've promised. I'm like, you know what, after my exams we are doing something together. So I'm gonna message everybody I want to work with, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I think, that's my plan right now. I want to do as much shoot as possible.
Yeah.
I want to go to as much like fashion shows as possible, work with as many people as I can, and I feel aligned with. I just want to put myself out there. In the next like 6 months, I'm just gonna like put, after uni at least, I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna do everything that I'm interested in, creative direction for films or stories, content creating for bigger brands that I'm working with, fashion styling for more people than I've worked with. I'm just gonna do everything.
Yeah,
literally everything.
That's incredible. Hey, you guys, watch out, watch out. I'm excited. I'm excited for this 6 months / 2 years after you finish. That is so incredible. Yeah. So, again, we spoke about this in private again. This wonderful idea of, obviously we are based in Scotland. When it comes to creativity and certain industries and certain paths, Scotland may or may not be, I'm trying to be diplomatic, the most fruitful place to do that kind of stuff. And then there's England, where stuff is happening. London, Manchester, this is the big stuff happening over here. Are you gonna stay loyal to Scotland?
Oh my God, when you put it that way.
Are you gonna stay loyal to us?
When you put it that way, like, are you trying to guilt me or something?
Yeah, you gonna leave us? Are you trying to leave?
You know what? I'm still trying to make that decision. I've got like plan A, plan B, plan C. And I would love to stay here. I love Scotland. I feel like wherever I go in the world, I will always come back here. Like even to raise my family or something.
Wow. Hey, wow, that's serious.
Yeah,
wow.
I feel that loyal to Scotland because I genuinely loved it here. I feel like, I love it here. But if I really want to put myself out there, I can't just stay in Scotland. Yeah. I can't just play it safe, because if I stay here, I'm literally playing it safe, because I'm used to here. I know what's here for me. Yeah. I know, like I can stay here if I want. It'll be safer for me. But if I decide to move to like Manchester or London, that will be me just putting myself out there without any anchor. I'll probably have to sleep on someone's couch for a few days or a few months.
Wow.
Yeah, it will be that like, intense. but I think it'll be fruitful. Like, I will get the best out of it, even if I don't end up like, you know, getting what I want out of it. I will learn so much just by doing that, just by being vulnerable and just putting myself out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet.
We'll see. I mean,
We'll
like
see.
I said, when we catch up with you on your 2-year plan, then we shall see. Let me not beat around the bush. I want to ask you a question direct about Scotland. So, we have big cities here. We got Glasgow, Edinburgh. Stuff happens in these cities. Obviously, we got bigger cities in the UK, London, Manchester, all that kind of stuff. Why is it so hard for creatives to make it big in Scotland compared to places like London? And I'm not just talking about the size of the place, but what is it, do you think, about Scotland that means that the opportunities are not as free flowing as the bigger cities down south?
We're just not there yet. You know,
what does that mean?
We're getting there. You know, I feel like we're still like at the precipice of like everything, like booming, everything really like getting off the ground. Like we're getting there. It's happening. Like I can see so much like, happening in Scotland. Dundee, we have different fashion shows, Scottish fashion shows, Scottish associations, charity shows. I'm doing a runway this month actually, and you know, it's for like a charity event. It's like it's big because they're working with so many people, and I see things like that happening. It's really inspiring to see, and it kicks things off. Like it's so good to have those things like going on, just fashion events going on, but it's just really slow. It's just really slow, and it's as it's impressive, but I just want it to be a little bit faster. You know, like
I wish you could see the frustration on your face right now, man.
Like the fashion side of it. Like, let's stop playing it safe. How about that? Let's just
you think
try
that's the problem? People are playing it safe?
Absolutely. I feel like so many people are like, they're doing the things, but it's like everyone's trying to play it safe. They're trying to, you know, check certain boxes. Forget about the box. Let's forget about the box and let's just do it.
Oh, I like that.
You know?
Forget about the box. Let's
forget
just do
about
it.
the box.
So do you think that for you, somebody or the way that the world is going with like we have more and more almost independent content creators doing their thing on their own internet space, their own social media space. Do you think that's good? I mean, it seems like for you guys, you get the freedom to do that. You get the freedom to go outside of the box and do your own thing. You
would think.
Oh, is this tea? Guys, we're getting gossip.
Oh my god.
You would think. ...
You would think. ... No, I feel like if you want to get certain jobs, if you want to do certain things, then you have to do certain things.
Okay, so you don't have all the free reign you would like to have.
But it doesn't apply to me though.
Blessing says, I will do my thing.
I will do my thing my way.
Come forced by fire.
When I want it, you know. But I just feel like certain times I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like, people are not going to get that.
You mean on social media?
Like, on social media, I'm like, oh my God, they're not going to get that. Like, I'm going to look so weird doing this. Like, why did I even do that? Should I even do this? Like so many, like, doubts and, like, you know, talking in my head. At the end of the day, like, if you're here for me, you're going to love it. But if you're not here, if you're here for something that you think I should be doing, then you're not going to get that. So I feel like, even though there is that liberty to do whatever you want, but if you want to get certain things, if you want certain people to like understand you, then you shouldn't be doing that. You should be playing it safe and being in that box. You know? Which
is a shame. Because
it is a shame. I feel like that's just life in general. Like, people just always want to like police what you do, and like put you in a box. Yeah. Like, there is a box for everyone. Like, you need. Sometimes it's like, it feels like you need to check those boxes, but you actually don't need to. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like you're saying, we're very fortunate in this generation that we're getting to a place where you can live outside the box.
Yes.
But like you're saying, let's not beat around the bush here. There's money in the box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
There is money in the box, and we need to pay the bill. Exposure does not pay bills, baby. Honestly. Like, how would you encourage people especially people who are in your space, creatives, content creators, even in fashion, to step out of the box more, even when there's more uncertainty and less of the bag.
To be honest, girl, get the bag.
You heard it here first, folks. Get the bag. Get the bag. I feel like that's the problem. I feel like there's a war.
That is the problem. Yeah.
Between the authenticity and then the reality. Like, people need to make money.
Yeah. That's the reality. Like, oh my God, things are so expensive right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be the one to be like, oh, ignore the bag. Do you. Like, if you can do you and still get the bag, then do that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, do that. Find a way to do that. That's the best case scenario. But worst case scenario is that, for a couple months or a couple, whatever, you have to just get the bag. And then after getting the bag, you can decide now to do you, and that's cool too. But whatever works for you, works for you.
Absolutely. Whatever works for you, works for you. Hey, me again. So, do you like this podcast? You want to see what else we're doing? Cool. Head on over to www.thediasporaproject.co.uk and you can keep up to date with everything we've got going on. Okay, I'm so sorry. Back to the episode. I would love to see a place and a time where people, specifically creatives, had the space to be their complete authentic self and make all the money that they're deserving of making.
Yes.
Because we all love creative expression. Yeah. I think this is a problem, like you're saying, going back with Scotland. I'll even broaden it to the UK. Is a lot of it is cultural. Like, we just have a real problem in this country of people being their true authentic self without us putting some sort of like judgment on them. Like, shout out to the US. Yeah, the US gets a lot of bad rep in this country, but the one thing I like about them is people can do whatever the heck they want. Yeah. And somebody will always be like, I rock with that. Yeah. And I think that's maybe what I think if we had a little bit more of that here. Do you think that would help the creative scene?
Oh, absolutely. I think that would help a lot. And I feel like that's why New York is so like, oh my God, I want to go to New York. I want to be there, know.
I can see in my head, I'm like, yeah, okay. She already lives there.
But yeah, like, I think we can use some of that. We can use some of that energy, some of that mindset. But are we gonna get there? Like,
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
So obviously the thing that everyone kind of knows you for is your content creation, which is a very, very closely linked to fashion. Yeah. But like you said, you're a creative thinker and you have a lot of creative energy in you. Yeah. Are there other ways that your creativity is being expressed, or you would like to be expressed?
Oh yeah, I would love to actually start making my own stuff. Like, I've been doing it on the side, like a little bit here and there, whatever. But it's like I don't have the resources at the moment, like machine, whatnot, time. But soon I want to start making some stuff because I have so many ideas. Like, I've sketched and written down in the past, and I just never thought I would be able to do it. I would always think, oh, I'll send it to my mom. Maybe she can find out, do something. And she's always like, oh girl, I don't know about this. Like, I'm clueless. I can't do this. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll finally just do it myself and find a way, do it myself. And because I don't even like buying stuff anymore anyway.
Oh, you mean like clothes online?
No, I'm trying to save money. And plus, everything just looks the same now.
True.
Well, the things that are affordable though. In my,
in your budget.
In my budget.
Because if you had a couple G's on you now,
then you could be. But yeah. I think so. In making my own designs and stuff. I'm not trying to say I want to be a designer or something like that, but because that's a lot of that's a lot of pressure. But I have some cool ideas I would love to make.
I love that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna personally be looking out for the biggest brand in the block. Blessings. I don't know what you trying to make. You trying to make bags, shoes? What you trying to do? I'll buy one. I love it. Obviously this whole podcast, everything we do is about encouraging people of the diaspora to engage
and I love that.
And getting them inspired about different ideas and concepts. And I think fashion is one thing that recently in recent years, you know, traditional clothing and traditional patterns and things have become really popular in the mainstream. I don't know about you, but when we were growing up, it was kind of like, oh, you know, it's kind of, you'd see African fabrics, African prints, and you're like, that's cool, but we're not really that.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't hot like that. But now, oh man, it's hot. Like, and I think that's so amazing. Where do you see that going in the fashion industry?
You know what's funny? That mindset was so detrimental to us in so many ways, because I saw with TikTok recently, and it compared prints from like back in the days with like popular prints now. So for instance, like the Louis Vuitton like print was apparently like stolen, siphoned from like a underrepresented like group in
100%. I saw that as well.
Did you see that?
I saw that as well. And they were saying like, what brand was it?
Was it like
Fendi or something like that?
I think it was Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, okay.
They
took it from like a Cameroonian
Cameroonian
like pattern or something like that.
Yes. Did you that blew my mind. Whereas maybe their kids or even them were probably thinking, oh, this is not cool, but this is just us. We're just doing it for the culture. But they didn't know, like, you know, the gravitas of that, like, because little, like, you know, that, and then it's now like a big name, high fashion and that, like, people are paying billions for that.
I tell you.
And, you know, we just like overlook it and we just downplay it and we just look down on it.
Yeah.
Like, there is just so much like beauty and so much to like get from, like, you know, your heritage.
Absolutely. You know, one moment that I love, so anybody listen, I don't care how you feel about the film, but the Black Panther films, I don't care how you feel about the second film, don't at me. Yeah. You know, one thing I really loved about the Black Panther films is that there are certain scenes where they display the cultural clothing of different people and different people groups. So there's times where you see people wearing kente, there's times people style like people from Namibia, people from East Africa, North Africa. Like, it just looks incredible. And it was put on a world stage and we were like, this is cool. But it's kind of sad that it had to be put into a film before we saw that it was cool. I don't know. I think it's kind of like you're saying, we're getting to the point where we have to understand that what we're doing, what African people have been doing for,
we are cool AF.
Yes, culture is cool, guys. It's and it's always been cool.
It's always been cool.
It has always been cool, but we sometimes don't see it like that because we're like, oh, it's not as good as, it's not as cool as, and I'm like, thankfully, I mean, that I think that kind of rhetoric is shifting. Yes, which is really exciting.
It's really exciting.
Do you see? Do you have a lot of influence from African work in your African patterns and things in your work?
Oh my God, I'm trying to because I think I left Nigeria at a stage where I was starting to get a grasp of like my environment and the people around it, and then the things that, you know, that should inspire me. And, you know, I was just like, I hijacked from that and brought it to the UK, you know, and I didn't fully assimilate into that. I didn't fully like get that part, like that inspiration, that heritage and all that. But I still got some of it because my mom was so obsessed with stuff like that, you know. Cultural Day, oh, we are going all out, baby. Like Cultural Day, she would cook, she would make my outfit, we'll put it together, we'll, you know, like practice the steps, the dance steps, whatever. Like, she was that girl.
That's
like,
incredible.
She would do that. So I think being in that mindset and doing all those cultural days, getting myself involved in all those like things that, you know, make my culture, it stays with me to this day. You know, even my language, like, at some point I was losing my tongue. I was like, what? We don't do that here. And because my mom can't speak English fluently as well, so I needed to make that extra effort to like practice my English, practice my Yoruba, which is my ethnic language. So like it's just like making that extra effort. It really helps me. It really helps like build, because you need something to stay grounded to. At least for me, anyway. Like I just need something to fall back on, to feel like, oh yeah, I'm from there.
To root you in your identity, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. To really root in your identity, like you need something. At least for me, I don't know about anybody else, because I know people don't really need that. They don't really think it's, special. They just like, yeah, it's whatever. Like, it's just where my parents are from.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's where I'm from. I need to learn like certain things. I feel like there is more things I need to learn. There are certain things I see like coming from Nigeria. I just feel like I need to understand a bit more. Yeah. And I could never get that unless I go there.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that part of the next chapter that we're doing here? Are we going international?
Wait for it.
Child. Girl, that is exciting.
No, I would love to go back and just like get down, like just be like grounded, like just get down to the, that level where I just like learn everything I've been wanting to learn. Like tie-dyeing, they do it so differently. Like, like the little like beads and stuff, and just certain food that I can't really like cook because I've never actually tasted it. It's just so much to do, like so much to explore that I never got to explore. And I just feel like that I just need more of that. Period. I need more of that, which was why like Cultural Day at ACS was like, it was so good.
Yo, you guys are not ready. Listen, if you don't follow Dundee ACS, if you didn't see, hey, the outfits that we're outfitting.
Ooh,
the outfits that we're outfitting. Yeah. Wow. Nah, that's one thing I love is, again, even with young people now.
Yeah.
Because like I said, when we were small coming up, it wasn't cool. But now young people are like, no, we will show you our culture.
Yes.
We will show you our heritage. This is how we dress. Yes. This is how we show up. And it is beautiful. I love it. I love it. Listen, we're going to wrap it up just shortly here. But I want to ask you a little question. Two-pronged question. I want you to close your eyes. JK. Think about, young Blessing coming up. Like you're saying, you started doing this fashion thing in lockdowns when that really exploded for you. I mean, you've always had the passion. I want you to think about young Blessing 10 years ago and think about everything you would love to have told her and what you would also love to tell people who are coming up in your space from your experience. If you could bless them with your wisdom and what you know now, what would you say?
If I could bless people doing my thing right now who are a bit younger, I'd say don't overthink it. I would always say that, because I was an overthinker. I would overthink every little thing. I don't have the resources. I can't do it that way. I can't do it this way. But I'll just say, don't overthink it. Make use of the things that you have. You have everything that you need right now to make what you want to make right now. So don't think about the things that you don't have. Don't think about the things that are coming for you. You're going to get there. You're going to achieve all those things that you want to achieve if you persevere. So just keep putting yourself out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Listen, Blessing, thank you so much for spending this time with us. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Being a Blessing at TikTok and Instagram. That is BEING_A.BLESSIN.
I like that. You know something? I'm actually very, very impressed that you could do that, because when I come to start spelling stuff, the way my brain glitches. So just for that alone. Awesome. Listen, thank you so much for spending this time with us, Blessing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And thank you guys for listening as well. We hope you tune in for the next installment. Keep up to date with everything Blessing is doing. I'm telling you guys this for real. She's hot in the space. I'm telling you this for now. Like, don't say I didn't tell you. But yeah, thank you for spending this time with us, and we will see you on the next installment.
Bye.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Diaspora Project podcast. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and you'll stick around for the next one. If you'd like to keep up to date with what we're doing, you can find us on our website, www.thediasporaproject.co.uk, or you can find us on our social media pages. On Instagram, we are at thediaspora.project. TikTok, we are at the Diaspora Project. And on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, we are the Diaspora Project. Thank you again, and we will see you next time.